video is the kind of husband not to be. Many husbands do not sufficiently understand and appreciate the cares and perplexities which their wives endure. Generally confined all day to an unceasing round of household duties, they frequently come to their homes with clouded brows, bringing no sunshine to the family circle. So as you can see here, we understand that men go through things throughout the day, and so do women. But the advice given here is that men, when you come home, just consider that your wife has had a hard day as well. You know, both of us should be considerate of one another. And when we come, try to at least greet each other with love, with excitement, with happiness. I'm not saying to fake it, but let's just be thoughtful. And as much as you're tired, men, when you come home, if there's anything that you can help with, then help. Because guess what? As they say, teamwork makes a dream work. Many hands make light work. So when you're already stepping into home with that understanding, it's already creating that, that loving atmosphere of, showing tenderness, showing care. It's showing your wife that, hey, I see you and I appreciate you. And guess what? Your wife will also see where you need help as well. So just continue to help one another. Don't, as I said before, make it be a battle of who is more tired. When you come home with a certain energy. All right. So this here is specific counsel. You have peculiar views in regard to managing your family. You exercise an independent, arbitrary power, which permits no liberty of will around you. You think yourself sufficient to be head in your family and feel that your head is sufficient to move every member, as a machine is moved in the hands of the workman. You dictate and assume authority. This displeases heaven and grieves the pitying angels. You have conducted yourself in your family as though you alone were capable of self-government. It has offended you that your wife should venture to oppose your opinion or question your decision. So I guess here you see, this is where sometimes men can get confused and they feel like, whatever I say goes, and you're never willing to hear the wife's opinion. And what she's speaking to here is like, you want to move people's heads as if you want to be in control. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with wanting to be in control. So for example, I want to be in control of what I can control. There's nothing wrong with having a sense of control. What the problem is, as it says here, is when you feel like you need to control everybody, as if no opinion matters other than mine. And guess what? I'm sure you married your wife for more than her beauty, right? Women also have brains as well. They can think. Your wife is a smart, intellectual woman. So listen to what she has to say as well. Remember, the Bible even says a woman should submit to a man, submit to one another. A man has to submit to God. So guess what? Even a child can teach you. Your wife can teach you. She can have an opinion on something. And if you take it on board, you might be able to say, oh, wow, I never thought of it that way. Thank you for sharing that with me. So don't be a husband who just always wants to be in control and wants to control every aspect of everyone's lives. That's not normal or natural. That's not loving. Be the type of husband who is willing to hear from your wife, who's willing to take on her opinion and try and understand where she's coming from. Because in certain instances, she may have a better, idea or opinion on something than you do. She may have a better solution than you do. All right. If the husband is tyrannical, exacting, critical of the actions of his wife, he cannot hold her respect and affection, and the marriage relation will become odious to her. She will not love her husband because he does not try to make himself lovable. Husbands should be careful, attentive, constant, faithful, and compassionate. When the husband has the nobility of character, purity of heart, elevation of mind that every true Christian must possess, it will be made manifest in the marriage relation. Okay, so I love that advice. This is practical advice here, which is saying to the men, make yourself lovable. How do you make yourself lovable? By being careful, attentive, constant, and faithful in compassion. So if you're an exacting and overly critical man, don't be surprised if your wife is not showing due affection to you. So sometimes men, obviously, we know that women showing affection to men and having desire for their man can be a huge issue that comes up in marriage. And yes, sometimes it may be that the woman is indifferent or she's being selfish, or there may be medical reasons as to why that is the reason. But you also have to take stock of your own actions and think, well, how have I actually been as a husband? Like, if the shoe was on the other foot, would I be attracted to me? Would I want me? So make yourself lovable. Do you see here? That's literally saying, like, you can't just expect people to just respect you and you act any old way. You need to make yourself lovable. So stop the critical nature, because guess what? All of us naturally are our own worst critics. So if you're already criticizing yourself, the last thing that you need is someone criticizing you. What you need as a wife is someone to bring you comfort, to give you constructive criticism, and guess what, to actually help you. Like, if you see her struggling, see how you can actually be a helping hand and not just beat her down. So be loving and so on. Make yourself lovable. All right, our verse of encouragement, Ephesians chapter 4 verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you. All right, then, ladies, thank you for watching. Oh, and men, hopefully, because as I said, these few chapters are for the hubbies. So if you're married or you're dating, you got your husband there, or show it to your brother, show it to your daddy. Let them know these few chapters are for the men. Don't worry, the woman's turn is coming. And while you are here, please remember to like and subscribe. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.